Amidst the massive U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean, officials say they have another oil tanker in their sights in pursuit of the Bella 1, spotted leaving Venezuela. This after seizing a different oil tanker earlier this weekend, a Panamanian flagged ship in international waters. The White House says the oil in that tanker was headed to a country under sanctions.
This is another ship that was basically operating in the black market.
The interceptions come just days after U.S. President Donald Trump announced what he called a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers leaving and entering Venezuela. And after the U.S. seized a sanctioned oil tanker, the Skipper, earlier this month, an escalation of his pressure campaign on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. U.S. forces have already killed more than 100 people in strikes on boats the Pentagon links to drug trafficking. But U.S. lawmakers are concerned there's another motive.
Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, says it's about regime change. That's what this is about. And then President Trump tells you and others it's about oil. They took our oil and we want our oil back. What is it?
The United States.
This former Canadian ambassador to Venezuela believes Trump's goals are ultimately about putting the U.S. in control of the entire continent.
I think they've chosen Venezuela because it's the weakest country that it can have this show of force to demonstrate to all the other countries of the Americas.
Experts say it has global implications.
The type of pretense that the U.S. is using to sanction these ships is also being done, for example, by the European Union to sanction Russian ships who are basically carrying oil. And as you know, even Ukraine is now claiming that it has the right to actually blow up some of these shadow fleets, etc.
Ian, the Venezuelan government hasn't yet responded to Sunday's pursuit, but it has previously described the seizure of oil tankers as acts of piracy and international terrorism.
With all this military activity, Karen, we still don't know what the Trump administration's next step is going to be.
No, the former ambassador we spoke to said he observed Maduro closely for years, and he believes the president won't be pressured or intimidated into leaving. He'd rather die in office and would have to be physically forced to go. Ben Rosewell says a quarter of the U.S. Navy is off the coast of Venezuela right now, but they'd need several 100,000 more troops on the ground to do the job. And, you know, it's not clear if Donald Trump, who calls himself the peace president, is willing to go that far. Ian?
Karen Pauls in Washington.